Yeah, our father passed away, we were only 10 years old. And our mother and a distant cousin of ours carried on the farm, quite prosperous in those years, the late 30s and 40s. And when we were 16 or 17, about 17 years old, finished school, at 20 years old, 3 brothers, we took over the management of the farm. We carried on the same acreage and just expanded the herd. We had the only purebred registered Holstein herd in Newfoundland. We had about 70 head. When we discontinued, we're producing roughly over 400 litres of milk a day. So we upgraded. My wife opened a vegetable stand by the roadside on our own property. And we grew up. One year we had 23, 24 varieties, I think it was. This farm roadside vegetable stand, about 15 years, I think it was. And each year it increased. It got so, you really required employees to help out. It was more than 2 of us could manage just the 2 people. And we were getting a bit older, weren't as energetic as we were 15, 20 years ago. But it was, she really liked the interchange with people. She loved people. And the original customers she had 15 or 20 years ago, they followed right through every year. And the sky was the limit. You could grow as much and sell as much. There's a market for whatever you would have on the stand. Whatever you sold the most last previous year, you could see there was a big market for that. And the more exotic vegetables, that's what people are leaning towards today. Broccoli, cucumbers, zucchini, all those light, not the heavy basic foods we knew years ago. In my father's and grandfather's years of farming, they grow their own turnip and cabbage seed for their own use. They get way better results. It was climatized because we have a very cool climate. So what you had to do, you save turnips in the root crop cellar with the roots on and the tops on, or save heads of cabbage with the roots and tops. The following spring you would transplant all that, and being the second year it would all go to seed. So about September they'd harvest the seed and then put it in a drying area, pods in the pods, and they'd save it until about January. Then they'd remove it from the pods to keep it dry area, and just package it or put it in a dry area until seeding time. We had 3 root cellars on our farm, one for potatoes, one for turnips, and one for cabbage, processing the cabbage in the winter. The potato cellar had to be a little warmer than the turnip cellar. Turnips are best kept at a freezing point, so that would be cooler. That'd be too cool for potatoes. In a cool temperature, potatoes tend to get sweet, bring out the sugar in them, and they're off flavour. And the cabbage cellar was a big, large cellar. For years, they had used nothing, only fish offal from Petty Harbour. There'd be so many men with horses, carts, they'd be going back and forth to Petty Harbour, just moving it into the farm, and then they'd put peat on it, bog, covered down. And the following spring, they turn all that back, fish off all and the peat, mix it and turn it back again, and then they'd apply. That was their only fertiliser. They didn't have any domestic fertiliser. I don't think it was on the market. Everything was organic. We don't use any pesticide or insecticide. We're blessed because Apparently there's not too much in our land, and with our winters now, this last 2 or 3 winters, it's been mild winters. And we're supposed to get an onslaught of pests, but so far we're doing very good. That brings me back to my grandfather's time. He was a very prosperous farmer. And he might have had this meeting, and all the farmers in the area attended it, and they wanted to question George Ruby, see just what his secret was, what he did. And they finally persuaded him to go up on the stage and give a few tips. He said, I do nothing different than you people do. I've the same process. I plant it, I grow it, but there's one thing I can help you on. He said, if I get a can of worms, a can of cut grubs, all I do is get a big rock and come down on them. Squash them. He said, that's all I can tell you. I can't give you any tips. He says, that's my only source of protection. All the farmers were there. They were so enthusiastic about him going up and telling them the secrets, and he couldn't relate anything. That's the only advice he could give them. Well, the first reason would be it's a better quality vegetable. Nowhere can you get vegetables with the same flavour as Newfoundland grown vegetables. With our cool climate, they grow very slow and mature. And there's very little pesticides or herbicides now used. But with so much vacant land around, young people should take up farming, because there's only enough food in the world for 3 or 4 days supply. If we were ever isolated, nothing coming in from the mainland, I say it would be drastic for the island, for the population.